as you can see here, we have the Coinstar model of communication. On the lower side, we have the legend, which are actually the elements in the model itself. So we have the source, the message, channel, receiver, and the effect. So Berlo delineates the different actors of the communication process and the elements that mediates between them. So there are 5 circles within the stars. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then those spaces are designated for the elements, so there is no exact order, because since when we say the system model, as long as they are independent and interconnected from one another, then they can function as a whole. So the source actually is situated where the message originates or the message came from, and the message itself is the content or the idea created by the source. Then the channel here in Berlo's model refers to the 5 senses that we have: the hearing, seeing, touching, smelling, tasting. So basically, the receiver is the person for whom the message is intended to. So he needs to think all the contents and the elements of the source, so as in order for them to communicate or to respond effectively to the source. And later on, he added the effect as the another element in the process. This process is actually simple because it is merely the same with the other communication models that we have. But since here, when we say the channel, it refers to the senses. But on the other models, when we say channel, it refers to the medium that is used, specifically digital medium or any other mediums that they use when it comes to communicating. This is the last model, so let's wrap it up. We have, of course, the 3 models of communication. We have unilinear, which means the dominance of an element or the source over the other receiver. So it involves the top-down planning, and here in the unilinear model, there is only a dominance between one element, which is the source, compared to the another element, which is the receiver. How about transactional? So when we say transactional, it involves the goal of having a mutual understanding. This achieves mutual understanding between the sender and the receiver, or the 2 actors involved in the communication. It provides the equality among different actors involved in the process. And lastly, we have systems model. So elements are interdependent as a whole. So it means that each of the elements is very important, essential in the process, because one element cannot work to the other if the element is not present. So basically, all the elements in the process in the systems model must be involved in order to have, or in order to achieve, a common goal, which is to function as a whole and to create an effective communication. So I hope that all of the listeners out there, especially to my classmates, were able to understand what what are the models of communication. So we have linear, transactional, and the systems model. So thank you so much for listening. Once again, this is Miss Hannah Trista D. Cavus, the MDC student. I hope that you learned a lot for today's discussion. Thank you and have a good day, everyone.